Hi everyone, my name is Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. So today's session is on helping mum when she has a bad back in a dementia unit, a common theme. Because, say your mum's in her mid-80s, she's on a walker, typically, as they are often, and, leaning down, pressing on the walker can give a bad back, sore neck, because all that hunching over doesn't help things. So how can you help her if she's getting like a sore neck and a sore back simultaneously often? Well, the thing is that walking around with a walker all day, pressing down, all that tension of pressing into the walker actually goes up to the neck and gives, tense neck and headaches, and also that fixed posture of the back. Whereas day to day, most of us, we stand erect, upright, so that tension isn't being relayed up our arms, and our back's not bent over, so we're not as likely to get a sore neck or a sore back. So what you can do to give some relief to your mother with this situation is take her for a walk, and you can do this at the unit to start with. Take her for a walk, support her with the hand if she needs it without the walker, and say, look, mum, we just want to, give you a little bit of relief for your back with all that bending over using your walker. So I want you to just stand up straight and work those muscles in your back, relax your shoulders, hold on to me with the hand, and we're going for a little walk so that you can get other muscles, strengthen up the other muscles and get your posture a little bit more, adjusted into an upright position where there's less pain and tension. So you go for your little walk around the unit, and she enjoys it. And if she needs a little bit more support, she can just put her hand on the railing as you go around. So in that way, it's fantastic. She's got one hand in your hand, other hand on the railing, and along she goes. She can stand up straight, head high, relaxing them. Oh, this feels more comfortable, my back's not so sore, and I can relax my shoulders, and it's much more freeing being able to walk like this, she says. Well, you can say to that, well, actually, Mum, I think, you're walking quite well around your room now without the walker, you're not needing it. You've got good gait, you're stable, you're strong, and you can move from object to object quite well, I've been noticing. Oh no, I don't use my walker in my room because I'm comfortable there. So you could say, well, okay, so what about going up and down the corridor without the walker, holding on to the side of the railing? I'll be beside you and just see how that feels. So you can go for the little walk beside your mother. She's just holding on to the rail. Oh, that feels a lot better, dear. I'm free of that walker. It's such a, bother sometimes. And she goes up and down, and she's good. Her shoulders are relaxed. Her back's okay. She's working other muscles. She's happier because she's without that, contraction. And it's a good solution. It really is. So you can say, well, Mum, if you like in the day, you can just go up and down this corridor, hold on to the side of the railing on the corridor if you need it, and do walking practice, I mean, when you go into the lounge and go for meals, you can take your walker then, but otherwise you can just practice. Oh, yes, I would enjoy that. I like my exercise, and that's a safe way to do my walking without that walker. I mean, it's a lot easier without a walker because, banging into people, and the corridors are often small, and you've got, lots of people trying to get through. You've got food trolleys and residents and relatives, and, they can get quite crammed up, those corridors, and there can be falls as a result. And if you've got a walker as well with it, it can be annoying for other residents if they can't get through, and they can often push you as a result. So if you can actually, at least in the corridor, be stable, it's quite safe holding onto the side of the railing in the corridors. All dementia units have railings along the corridors. It's a good solution, because the thing is, the other thing is that in a dementia unit, it's all flat, isn't it? There's no grades grading of terrain. There's no steps, there's no stairs, there's no slopes. So the person doesn't get to use their muscles or strengthen the muscles that are needed, to strengthen the back and to strengthen all the muscles of the body. You need to have varying postures, varying terrain, and varying aspects of work that you do to strengthen them and to keep strong and flexible. Like, the general routine for most of us, the housework and gardening and all of these things actually help strengthen and stretch muscles. But people in dementia facilities don't get that opportunity. They're just sitting most of the day or just walking along flat corridors. So that doesn't do much. I mean, it might, those long flat corridors, if they're a long way away from the lounge, they do get a bit of cardiovascular exercise, heart, lung, more so than often in their own home. But in terms of any sort of strengthening of the muscles, nothing much is going on except sitting to standing out of the chair, which, strengthens quadriceps a bit, but not too much. So that's why it's good to take mum outside for a walk, where there's slopes and gradients and the odd little steps she has to go up and down and all these things, maybe a few steps into the house if she takes you home, if you take her home. So in this way, the quadriceps are worked, her balance has to work, because you can only improve your balance if you go off balance and then back to the pivotal point of balance. You have to work your balance to strengthen it. Just like muscles, you have to work your muscles to strengthen them. So that's why it's good for mum to go out and have different experiences and opportunities to stretch them in and out of the car and up and down the steps at home, out looking in the garden and, all the lovely things that she enjoys. Enjoyment being the big factor, of course, but also that she can have a bit of fitness and exercise outside, maybe a little, walk in the park. It's always nice down to see the ducks and things like that. So it's just to sort of put yourself in their position and see what you can do. Now, another thing is if her back is really sore, you can just give it a little bit of a massage, like if she's sitting in the chair, just ask her to lean forward a little bit and just massage the back with a little bit of firm pressure. And if she's got, some trigger point pain in the, what we call the sacroiliac crest, which, you've got your buttocks there and they're the two little dimples at the back of the bottom. It's a little point you'll see. You can feel it. Look up Google, sacroiliac trigger points. Anyway, just press in there and that can often give a bit of relief. A couple of little trigger points there. Or otherwise, don't worry about that so much. Maybe just wherever just massage around a little bit and you can just put a little bit of pressure around the lower back. And if she says to you, oh, it's very sore there, dear, find the central point of pain. That's the best way of going about it. Find the central point of the pain and then just give some quiet 2 lots of 30-second pressure on that trigger point, which it's very likely to be. And those trigger points cause a lot of pain. So just find the point, give the pressure 30 seconds and ask your mother to breathe and relax. Focus on the point, good for concentration, and then take the pressure off. 2 lots of 30 seconds. It's the same as those trapezius trigger point that we did for the back, the upper neck. I think we did that 2 or 3 videos ago, the trigger point for the neck. You've also got that one similarly. I can't demonstrate it here. Naturally, I won't. But there is a trigger point at the base of the back, which is good. And you can do a trigger point there for your mother to help her back pain. So you'll be starting to get, the knack of all these little techniques. They help a lot. These techniques really help a lot. They take away, neck pain if you're caring for residents. They take away back pain for your mother if she's walking. And, just these little techniques go a long way to being able to improve capacity. Thank you. Time's up. Thank you for your looks and your likes and your subscriptions. Thank you very much for the support of this channel.